Dear students, today I am going to take a chapter in CBSE Geography 9th standard, the first chapter, India, Size and Location. So in this chapter we will study about India in detail, its size, its location, its connection with the world, its neighbors and everything. So here we are going that India is one of the ancient civilization in the world. We know that is Indus Valley civilization. It has achieved a multifaceted socio-economic progress during the last 5 decades. It has moved forward, playing remarkable progress in the field of agriculture, industry, technology, and overall economic development. India has also contributed significantly. So, topics we are going to study in this chapter that India's location, its size, India and the world, and its neighbors. So, first of all, we can look the location of India. So, here we can see that India lies entirely in the northern hemisphere between the latitude of 8.4 degree north and 37.6 degree north and the longitude of 68.7 degree east and 97.25 degree east, and it divided the Tropic of Cancer 23.30 north in at most two equal parts. And we can see in India the southeast Andaman Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal, and in the southwest Lakshadweep Island in the Arabian Sea. So in this picture we can see India and the world. So this is the map of the world, and we can see here in the red shade that is India, our God's own country. Okay, then India and the world we are going to study here. So the total area of India we can see here, that is 3.28 million square kilometers, which is 2.4 percentage of the total area of the world. So India's total square kilometer is 3.28 million, and this is all over the 2.4 percentage of the total area of the world. And another fact is India is the seventh largest country in the world in terms of landmass. So there are six another countries which have the largest than India. And it has a land boundary. India has two boundaries. One is land boundary and one is coastal boundary. So India's land boundary is about 15,200 kilometers. 15,200 kilometers, and the total length of the coastal line of the mainland, including Andaman Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Islands, is 7,516.6 kilometers. So these are the two main boundaries of India. And we can see in the northwest and the north and northeast of India is covering full of young fold mountains. Do you know the mountains which is covering India in the northern side? Yes, that is Himalaya. And in the south of 22 degree north latitude, India narrows, then it's going down, finally extends toward the Indian Ocean. So it also divided into two seas. The Indian Ocean also divided into two seas, in the Arabian Sea in the western side and the Bay of Bengal in the eastern side of India. So this is the map of India we can see here. It shows two main lines. One is in horizontal and one is in vertical. So this is the total length of India. So you can simply understand that which is the longest way, very horizontal or vertical. Yes, absolutely, that is vertical, because from Kanyakumari to Kashmir we have a distance of 3,214 kilometers, and from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh we have a distance of 2,933 kilometers. So from this we can see the difference of almost 280 almost difference is there. So the longest way is north-south distance than the east-west. And in this map, we can see that India's main land, it starts in entirely in the northern hemisphere. Its starting point 8.4 degree north, and its extent on 37.6 from south to north. And we can see from in Gujarat, we can see 68.7 degree east to 97.25 degree east. And one more line you can see has a dot marked in parallel to the vertical line. It's going the standard meridian. So what is the line? So this is the central of the line. It's going the horizontal line. It shows the time limit or the time. Indian standard time is calculating through this. That is from Gujarat, we can calculating that 82.30. That is the longitude. Longitude 82.30. It passes the equal part is going in Uttar Pradesh. The place is Mirzapur district. So we can study about the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India. So the latitudinal extent is of the mainland is about 330 degree, and India's east-west extent appears to be smaller than the north-south extent. In this picture, we already studied that east-west is smaller than the north-south extent. The time along the standard meridian, we got a line here in the dot line. Standard meridian line shows that 82.30 passing through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh state is taken Indian standard time for whole country. The time gap between the Arunachal Pradesh and the Gujarat, there is a time lag of west to east, that is 2 hours difference is there. So the longitudinal extent influences the duration of day and night, and one moves from north to south or south to north. So if someone traveling from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, he have a distance, a gap between day and night. So if someone is traveling from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, he have a time lag of 2 hours difference. So this is the picture of Mirzapur. Here we calculate the Indian Standard Time. And next we are studying about India and the world. So what is the connection of India with the entire world? So India is located in the center of the West world between East and West Asia. So if you are looking clearly, that we can understand that India is a central part of the world between East and West Asia. The route across the Indian Ocean, which connect the countries of Europe in the west and the countries in the East Asia, provide a strategic central location to India. So this means when anyone traveling from Asia to Europe, they want to connect through India only, they have to go. So it have a long connection with the entire world. And the Deccan Peninsula of India helps India to establish close contact with West Asia, Africa, Europe, and the western coast, and the Southeast and East Asia from the eastern coast. So we have so many contacts to West Asia, East Asia, Europe, in every Africa, every countries. The connection is going from Deccan Peninsula. The ocean which in south of India given in the name of Indian Ocean. Why? Can you imagine why the Indian Ocean named in India's name? Because as no other country has a long coastal line on the Indian Ocean as India has. Which means India is covering almost, we already studied 7,516.6 coastal line. There is no other country is have this much coastal line they are covering. That's why India is named as Indian Ocean. So from this diagram, we can clearly understand the largest countries of the world. In the first position, we can see Russia, then Canada, then USA, then China, then Brazil, then Australia, then India. So these are the main countries in the world up to India. There are so many countries, so we just showing up to India. The difference, the 7 countries. Then the land roads of India are much older than the sea road. So whenever we are someone came to India in ancient time, not by the sea, they came by the land. So the land route have so many years before connection than the sea routes. Various passes cross mountains in the north have provided a passage to ancient travelers as ocean limited such interaction for a long time because there was a narrow edges to cross to India in Himalayan area. So there are so many narrow edges to cross to India. So many travelers came to India through that edges because at that time the maritime road was so risky to reach India. Then the land roads helped India in the exchange of ideas, commodities since the ancient times. So we have already exchanged so many our indigenous commodities to the world market. And India have propagated the idea of Upanishad, Ramayana, the story of Panchatantra, the Indian numerals and the decimal system, as well as India have so many spices, muslin and other merchandise to the different countries. So India already propagated and shared its all ideas, the indigenous ideas like Upanishad, Ramayana, Panchatantra and so many other numerals and decimal system, and India's almost precious commodities like the spices has been given to the world's market in the ancient time also. Also, the influence of the Greek sculpture and the architectural style of domes and minara from the West Asia can be seen in different parts of India. So if you are traveling to Delhi, in Bombay, in any cities, Calcutta, and Madras, the Indian main cities, wherever you are going, you can see so many domes, like you can see Taj Mahal and the Humayun tomb and Kolkata High Court, Madras High Court, and Bombay. You can see that Taj Hotel and so many Red Fort, Agra Forts, and Charminar, Qutub Minar. Everything is a architectural structure came from Western Asia because that shape is sometimes dome and sometimes is minara like Qutub Minar. So these all structures came in the ancient time to India. So we have a close connection with everyone in the ancient time. So next we are going to study about India and its neighboring countries. So India comprised of 28 states, 9 union territories, and it shares a land boundary with so many India's neighboring countries. So we can simply divide these all countries into northwest, north, east and south. In the northwest side, we can see Pakistan and Afghanistan. And in the northern side of India, we can see that China, Nepal and Bhutan. And in the eastern side of India, we can see the Myanmar and Bangladesh. And in the southern part of India, we can see that Sri Lanka and Maldives. So in this map, we can see that in the northwest side of India, Pakistan and Afghanistan. And in the northern side of India, we have China, Nepal and the Bhutan. And in the eastern side of India, in between India, there is a country that is Bangladesh and near one is Myanmar. And in the southern side of India, we can see that Sri Lanka and Maldives we can see below the Lakshadweep. So Maldives is there. So these are all about the India's neighbors. So Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel of sea link that Bark Strait and Gulf of Mannar. We can see there. Sri Lanka have a small edges, two edges are there. One is Bark Strait and one is Gulf of Mannar. Maldives Islands are situated in the south of Lakshadweep Islands. We can see in this picture. And the peninsula. What is peninsula? A peninsula is a piece of land that is bordered by water in three sides but connected to the mainland one side. So India we can see is a peninsula because three part of India. One is Arabian Sea part, one is Indian Ocean part, one is Bay of Bengal part. Three area are covering as water and one side is covering by the land. So Indian area is called as what? Peninsula. So the peninsula means that it is bordered by three side water and one side one side land is called peninsula. So India on international highway of trade and commerce, we can see from this picture India's connection from Mumbai, from Delhi, from Kolkata, from Chennai, from everywhere we have so many international trade and commerce connection we can see from these pictures. And what you have studied from this chapter after all? So the first point that India's southernmost point in the Indian Union, not the India's mainland, that is India Point got submerged under the water in 2004 tsunami. In 2004 tsunami, up to that time, this was a great point. But now it has been covered by the water by the tsunami. So Indira Point is situated in the Great Nicobar Island. So that is 6.4 degree now. That means than the mainland border. Mainland border starts in 8.4. But the Indian Union, the southmost extent is in Nicobar Island. That is Indira Point. That is 6.4. Since the opening of Suez Canal is in Egypt, in between there has a canal. This has been made in 1869. India's distance from Europe has been reduced 7,000 kilometers. So we got a great chance to connect to Europe. Otherwise, we have to cross the African area to reach in Europe. So after opening the Suez Canal, we got reduced 7,000 kilometers to reach in Europe through the water. And before 1947, there was two type of islands in India, states in India. One is provinces and peninsula states before independence. Provinces means ruled directly by the British officials who were appointed by the viceroy. And princely states was ruled by the local and hereditary rulers who acknowledged sovereignty in the return of local order. This means the Indian rulers, Indian kings were ruled area. This is called as princely states. Provincial states means is controlled by the viceroy. Okay. So you can see this picture, the southernmost point, that is Indira Point. There is a Minara also is there. And the summary of the chapter. After all, India is known for rich commercial and cultural heritage and home to some of the oldest civilizations in the world like Indus Valley civilization. India spreads across the both eastern and northern hemisphere. India has a latitudinal stretch between 8.4 degrees north to 37.6 north and 68.7 degrees to 97 degree east. And the Tropic of Cancer crossing equal part of India, 23.30 degrees. North latitude cuts across the country equal, dividing almost two equal halves. The country has Andaman Nicobar Islands in the southeast and the Lakshadweep Island in the southwest. India's total area landmass is area covering 3.28 million square kilometers. And this is all of the 2.4% of the all total area of the world. And India is the 7th largest country in the world. So we can see in this picture that is Suez Canal. So this is Suez Canal. You can search in Google and you can study in details more. So India is bordered a young fold mountains in northwest, northern and eastern side. And the Bay of Bengal is the east and the Arabian Sea in the west, and in the south that is Indian Ocean. So the template shape of the southern India divides Indian Ocean into Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. India's total coastal line including Andaman Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands is 7,516.6 kilometers. India's east-west stretch and the north-south stretch measure approximately 3,000 kilometers. It's a small difference and causes of 2 hours time lag between the east and west side. So India's standard time along with the longitude of 82.30 degrees is the longitude is passes through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh and referred as the standard meridian of India. While India's longitudinal stretch rise a time lag between the east and west, and the latitudinal stretch the influences duration of day and night. This longitude means this line that shows the time lag, and the south north east shows latitude. It shows the difference in day and night. So this is all about the chapter. Thank you for watching me. Have a nice day.